Hello. Welcome back. It's the weekend. For those of you that are fortunate, you have those 2 days off. And that's the genesis of the Don't Take the Weekend for Granted tee on my apparel site, justtextclothing.com, and the inspiration for not only this episode, but the Don't Take the Weekend for Granted series. These 5 short stories, although focused on the weekend, will also delve into time traveling and fantasy land as the characters deal with their respective weekend challenges. So instead of explaining these stories anymore, let's just get to story number 1.
Story 1. Weekend in Wonderland. The small town of Crestwood was known for its picturesque landscapes and charming community, but hidden within its forested outskirts lay a secret that only a few locals whispered about. A mysterious gateway, concealed behind ivy-covered stones, transported those who discovered it to a realm known as Wonderland. A group of friends, consisting of Emma, Alex, Lisa, and Jake, stumbled upon this hidden wonder during a weekend camping trip. Intrigued by the ancient tales passed down through generations, they followed a winding path that led them to an archway adorned with glowing symbols. Without hesitation, they crossed into the unknown. As they stepped through the arch, the world around them transformed. Colors were more vibrant, and the air hummed with a magical energy. The sky was a perpetual sunset, casting warm hues across rolling hills and bubbling brooks. A sense of timelessness pervaded, and the worries of their ordinary lives seemed to fade away.
"This is incredible!"
gasped Lisa, her eyes wide with wonder. They explored the whimsical landscape, encountering talking animals and peculiar flora. Every twist and turn brought a new surprise, from sparkling waterfalls that seemed to defy gravity to meadows where laughter echoed without a source. The friends felt a profound connection to Wonderland, as if the very essence of the place resonated with their spirits. As they ventured deeper, they encountered the guardian of Wonderland, a majestic creature with feathers that shimmered like the stars. The guardian spoke of an impending threat that could erase Wonderland from existence. Only those who had a genuine connection with the realm could save it. Determined to be the heroes of their own story, the friends embarked on a quest to find the heart of Wonderland, an ancient artifact that held the essence of the magical realm. Their journey was filled with challenges that tested their bonds and individual strengths. Along the way, they encountered the Trickster, a mischievous entity that sought to exploit the magic of Wonderland for personal gain. The Trickster, with a voice that echoed through the enchanted woods, taunted the friends, attempting to sow discord among them. Yet, the bond forged through shared laughter, challenges, and the sheer magic of Wonderland proved unbreakable. As they reached the heart of Wonderland, a place where the air shimmered with pure magic, the friends discovered that the Trickster was a manifestation of their own fears and doubts. The Guardian revealed that Wonderland existed not just as a physical place, but also as a reflection of the traveler's inner worlds. To save Wonderland, they had to confront and overcome their own insecurities. Each friend faced a personal trial, a mirror to their fears. Emma confronted her fear of failure, Alex faced his fear of letting others down, Lisa battled her self-doubt, and Jake grappled with the fear of losing those he cared about. In overcoming their trials, the heart of Wonderland glowed brighter, and the threat that loomed over the magical realm dissipated. The Trickster transformed into a playful sprite, now an ally rather than an adversary. The Guardian thanked the friends for their bravery, and as a token of gratitude, granted them a single wish. With the choice to stay or return home, the friends gathered, reflecting on their journey. They realized that the magic of Wonderland wasn't just in its fantastical landscapes but in the personal growth it inspired. As the archway glowed with a warm radiance, they made their wish to carry the lessons and enchantment of Wonderland into their everyday lives. With a shared sense of gratitude and a deeper appreciation for the ordinary, they stepped through the arch, returning to Crestwood with hearts full of wonder and a bond that transcended the boundaries of the magical realm they had discovered on that fateful weekend. Story 2. The Weekend Exchange. In the quiet, cluttered laboratory of Dr. Evelyn Turner, the air hummed with anticipation. The eccentric scientist had been working tirelessly on perfecting her time travel device, a contraption that resembled a steampunk-inspired engine fused with futuristic technology. One fateful afternoon, as the rain pattered against the small windows, she decided it was time to test it. Among the unsuspecting candidates for the trial were two seemingly ordinary individuals, Robert, a software engineer from the bustling city of 2023, and Amelia, an artist from the serene countryside of 1885. Dr. Turner, an enthusiast for the unpredictable, pressed a few buttons, turned a few knobs, and before anyone could comprehend the situation, a dazzling burst of light enveloped the room. Robert, bewildered and disoriented, found himself standing in the midst of horse-drawn carriages and cobblestone streets. Meanwhile, in a state of utter shock, Amelia took in the sights and sounds of a world filled with towering buildings and strange, horseless carriages. The temporal exchange had occurred. While trying to understand their predicament, Robert and Amelia realized that they had indeed swapped weekends. Robert, initially anxious about the lack of technology, found solace in the simplicity of Amelia's world. There were no smartphones, no constant digital bombardment. Instead, he marveled at handwritten letters, oil lamps, and the unhurried pace of life. Amelia, on the other hand, was captivated by the marvels of the future. The electric lights that lit up the city at night, the strange devices that played music without instruments, and the bustling energy of urban life fascinated her. Yet, she couldn't help but feel a pang of nostalgia for her serene countryside. As the two tried to make sense of their situation, they stumbled upon journals left by Dr. Turner. The notes explained the glitch that caused the weekend exchange but provided no immediate solution. They were stuck, at least temporarily, in each other's worlds. What started as a confusing ordeal soon turned into a journey of self-discovery. Robert, away from the hustle and bustle of city life, learned to appreciate the slower pace of the 19th century. He found joy in simple conversations, long walks without the constant buzz of notifications, and the pleasure of crafting handmade objects. Amelia, in the heart of the future, discovered the beauty of progress and innovation. She observed art forms that were beyond her time, explored virtual realms, and appreciated the interconnectedness of the modern world. Together, they embarked on adventures that spanned both eras. From horseback rides in the countryside to exploring futuristic museums, their bond deepened. As they shared stories and experiences, they found a common ground, a universal thread that connected humanity across time. Yet, the longing to return home persisted. Driven by a shared determination, Robert and Amelia worked alongside Dr. Turner, using their combined knowledge of two worlds to fix the glitch in the time travel device. Finally, after days of collaboration, they stood in the same cluttered laboratory where it all began. The air hummed again, this time with a sense of accomplishment. The exchange reversed, returning Robert and Amelia to their respective weekends. As they bid farewell, there was a newfound appreciation for the ordinary. Robert returned to his bustling city with a renewed sense of balance, integrating the simplicity he experienced in Amelia's world. Amelia, back in her 19th century sanctuary, infused a touch of modern curiosity into her artistic pursuits. The weekend exchange became a tale passed down through generations, a reminder that, no matter the era, the essence of what makes life beautiful remains the same. Story 3. Weekend of Reflection. The city lights blurred as James adjusted the peculiar device on his head. Dr. Eleanor Carter's invention promised a journey into the recesses of his own memories, a chance to relive the past. Skepticism danced in his eyes, but a hint of anticipation tugged at the corners of his lips. As the machine whirred to life, the world around him dissolved into fragments of recollections. Suddenly, he stood in the doorway of his childhood home. The familiar scent of his mother's cooking wafted through the air. A pang of nostalgia gripped his chest as he saw his younger self, eyes wide with wonder, watching his mother concocting her magical Sunday roast. James smiled, realizing that this seemingly ordinary weekend held the threads of his most cherished memories. He ambled down the hallway, passing the family portraits that lined the walls like a visual timeline of his life. In the living room, he found his younger self engrossed in a book, a habit he'd long abandoned in the rush of adulthood. A profound sense of loss washed over him, lost time, lost innocence. The memories unfolded like a bittersweet melody. He saw himself playing catch in the backyard with his father, the camaraderie between them, the lessons imparted between throws of the ball. Those weekends seemed endless, filled with the promise of tomorrow's adventures. Yet, with each cherished memory, a poignant realization gnawed at James. The passage of time, once an abstract concept, now manifested itself vividly. He watched as moments slipped away like sand through his fingers, irrevocable and fleeting. As the weekend continued to unravel, he revisited his teenage years, the awkwardness, the heartaches, the dreams he once held so close. He winced at the memory of a missed opportunity, a chance to tell his first love how he felt. The weight of regrets hung heavy in the air. The scenes shifted, and James found himself in the crowded lecture halls of college. The pursuit of knowledge, the thrill of intellectual discovery, all lost in the pursuit of a career that now seemed more like a treadmill than a journey. His passion for learning buried beneath the obligations of adulthood. With a heavy heart, he returned to the present, the city lights outside the lab beckoning him back. Dr. Carter, observing his expressions, noted the mixture of nostalgia and melancholy. "How was your journey, Mr. Harris?" she inquired.
It was enlightening.
James replied, his voice carrying the weight of introspection.
I've spent so much time chasing the future that I forgot to appreciate the beauty of my past.
As he left the lab, the city lights seemed different. The hustle and bustle, once a symphony of progress, now felt like a relentless march. James resolved to change the tune, to rediscover the joy in the mundane, and to not let another weekend slip through his fingers. The machine had given him more than a trip down memory lane, it had offered a chance at redemption, a chance to live each moment fully, without taking the weekend, or any day, for granted. Story 4. The Weekend Miracle. In the quiet town of Crestwood, where the routine of everyday life unfolded like clockwork, lived Emily Turner, a single mother struggling to make ends meet. Juggling a demanding job and the responsibilities of raising her 2 children, Emily often found herself yearning for a break, a respite that seemed elusive in the chaos of her daily existence. One rainy afternoon, as Emily trudged home from work, soaked to the bone and with the weight of the world on her shoulders, she stumbled upon a peculiar antique shop tucked away in a narrow alley. The sign above the entrance read "Curiosities and Wonders," and something about it beckoned her inside. The shop, dimly lit and filled with an assortment of oddities, held an air of mystery. At the back of the store, Emily discovered a dusty mirror with an ornate golden frame. The shopkeeper, an elderly man with a knowing twinkle in his eyes, approached her.
"This mirror,"
he said,
"is no ordinary looking glass. It holds the power to transport you to a place where time stands still, a weekend that lasts as long as you desire."
Skeptical yet intrigued, Emily gazed into the mirror, half expecting nothing more than her own reflection. To her astonishment, the world around her began to blur, and she found herself standing in a picturesque meadow bathed in the warm hues of an eternal sunset. As the realization set in that she had entered a realm untouched by the constraints of time, Emily felt an overwhelming sense of peace. The weekend stretched before her like an endless tapestry, offering the tranquility she had long yearned for. She spent leisurely hours with her children, exploring the meadow, and creating memories that seemed to unfold at a pace of their own. In this enchanted weekend, Emily discovered the joy of unhurried laughter, the luxury of lingering over shared meals, and the simple pleasure of watching her children play without the constant tick-tock of the clock. Each moment felt like a cherished chapter in a storybook, a stark contrast to the rushed and fragmented reality she had left behind. As the days blurred into nights and the nights into days, Emily's heart swelled with gratitude. However, the realization dawned upon her that this weekend, while magical, was a borrowed paradise. The responsibilities of the real world beckoned, and she knew she couldn't stay in this temporal haven forever. With a heavy heart, Emily returned to the antique shop, where the shopkeeper awaited her return. He nodded knowingly, understanding the bittersweet emotions that lingered in her eyes.
You've experienced the weekend miracle,
He said.
a glimpse into a world where time is a gentle stream rather than a relentless current.
As Emily stepped back into Crestwood, the rain-soaked streets and the familiar rhythm of life welcomed her. But she carried with her the lessons from the weekend miracle, a newfound appreciation for the fleeting nature of time, a deeper connection with her children, and the understanding that sometimes, the most profound miracles are the ones that teach us to savor the moments we too often take for granted. Story 5. Weekend Warriors. In the quaint town of Serenity Falls, a place where people's personalities were defined by their chosen weekend activities, lived two individuals worlds apart in their preferences. Max, a thrill-seeking adventurer known for his daredevil stunts, spent every weekend jumping out of planes, climbing mountains, or engaging in extreme sports. On the other side of the spectrum was Emily, a reserved introvert who cherished quiet weekends with a good book, a cup of tea, and the company of her cat. One day, the mayor of Serenity Falls, intrigued by the idea of promoting harmony between the town's diverse residents, decided to pair Max and Emily for a weekend-long survival challenge. They were to navigate through the lush wilderness surrounding Serenity Falls, facing obstacles that would test their physical and mental resilience. As the weekend approached, Max and Emily met for the first time at the town square. Max, with his rugged appearance and adrenaline-fueled energy, greeted Emily with a hearty handshake. Emily, dressed in comfortable yet modest attire, responded with a polite smile. Their differences were immediately apparent. The journey began with Max leading the way, eager to conquer the challenges ahead. Emily, however, hesitated at the edge of the forest. Max, not one for patience, urged her forward.
Come on, Emily! This is going to be epic!
Reluctantly, Emily followed, and as the day unfolded, they encountered various obstacles, a raging river, dense forests, and steep cliffs. Max attempted to approach each challenge with his usual enthusiasm, but Emily's cautious nature clashed with his impulsiveness. Amid the clashes, however, they began to discover the strengths in each other's approach. Max, for all his thrill-seeking, admired Emily's ability to analyze situations calmly. Emily, in turn, marveled at Max's resilience and determination. By evening, their differences became a source of strength rather than contention. As they set up camp for the night, Max suggested a daring plan to climb a nearby peak to watch the sunrise. Emily, although hesitant, agreed, and they embarked on a nighttime ascent. The climb was arduous, and Emily found herself relying on Max's strength and encouragement. At the summit, with the first light of dawn breaking, Emily felt a sense of accomplishment she had never known before. Sitting on the mountaintop, Max and Emily shared stories of their lives. Max spoke of the rush he felt when pushing boundaries, and Emily recounted the quiet joys of her weekends spent in solitude. They realized that their differences didn't make one better than the other, they complemented each other. The weekend adventure, initially a clash of preferences, turned into a transformative experience for Max and Emily. As they returned to Serenity Falls, the town realized that harmony didn't mean everyone enjoying the same activities. True harmony came from understanding, appreciating, and learning from the diverse tapestry of personalities that made up the community. Max and Emily, once weekend warriors at odds, became friends who celebrated both the adrenaline-fueled and serene moments in life. Serenity Falls, in embracing the diversity of its residents, became a town where every weekend was an adventure, regardless of how one chose to define it.
Which one of the stories did you like the best? Sound off in the comment section below. Make sure to check out the Don't Take the Weekend for Granted tee on my apparel site, justtextclothing.com. Scan the QR code on your screen or click the link to the description to go to the store page. Like, comment, and subscribe to stay up to date when I upload new videos. There'll be a new Don't Take the Weekend for Granted episode either next weekend or the weekend after that. Okay, that it's for me for now. See you in the future.